Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Investor More, and we are standing outside the post-occupancy Hoarder house again, doing an update on the work we've done so far, the demo we've done, and how many dumpsters we're up to as well. This is a crazy deal where the seller sold it to us with a 5-day post-occupancy agreement. He did not end up leaving until day 20, which actually meant we got to keep $4,000, and that was nice because it helped pay for a lot of the cleanup and repairs. We'll have to do, not a lot of the repairs, a lot of the cleanup. And I knew there'd be a lot of cleanup here. I knew that when I bought it through a wholesaler, but it's just been a real crazy situation. And once we got everything out of the house, we realized how bad it is. It was really hard to see all the stuff that was sort of done, but done wrong when he's living here with all his stuff. So now we're starting to see that, and we can at least see the backyard now with almost all that stuff gone as well. But we'll walk through the house, show you what's going on, talk about some of the interesting things we found, and yeah, we'll have a lot of updates on this property as we move along. Of course, we love the likes, shares, comments, all that. Love seeing new subscribers as well. If I sound a little hoarse, I got to spend all of my Thanksgiving in my chair sick, so that was fun. It's kind of relaxing, but we had to cancel 2 Thanksgivings because so many people have been sick in my family and our immediate family. So we're having Thanksgiving next weekend now. So we'll still be okay, but I'm feeling a lot better now, so that's good. All right, so like I said, this house is bought through a wholesaler, and then I walked through it, thought some of the stuff was done okay, like redone, but there's so much stuff in here, it was hard to tell. And then as we've been cleaning everything up, we finally got the seller to leave. We just realized there's so much stuff in here that is not done well. Almost everything the previous seller did, kind of DIY jobs, was not done well. So I went through, I think my last video talked about all the different custom jobs in here, and I won't do that again. You can see the last video for that. But just crazy amounts of stuff. And the sad thing is, it's obvious he spent lots of time and effort doing a lot of these things, but it really made the house worse, not better. That's the tankless water heater over there. But really, we want to show you it's so much better, cleaned up at least. And all the automatic lights, those are weird. But the yard is really the big difference here. And how many dumpsters we've used. And one drawback we've had is getting dumpsters fast enough. So we are on dumpster 4 and 5, I think, but it's taking a couple, maybe even 3 days to get them dumped, which means it's kind of slowing us down because we do have specific kind of trash out demo people who we like to use. And they've kind of been trying to find other stuff to do while we wait for those dumpsters. Yeah, very interesting house. We do have the fish tank drained now. We'll get that out of here. Just gonna take all of this stuff out, try and make it a house again and not a pet store. So I think that will be way better. And then, yeah, we'll be doing a lot of work here. You can see a sweet anchor. No trim. This flooring, there was carpet throughout this whole house. And then underneath that carpet was this laminate floor, which is beautiful. I wanted to save it, but nobody else did. So I don't know. No, just kidding. But yeah, a lot of work here. And some people said we just need to gut the whole thing and take it down to the studs. I don't know if that's necessary. Obviously, we're going to get all the electrical checked out. That's one big issue. You know, like, what the heck is that? Looks like a phone, right? Hope so. And there's some other weird electrical stuff. But tearing everything down to the studs really adds so much money and probably isn't necessary as long as we can get the power checked out. It's okay. Some weird plumbing stuff going on with the fish tanks, but again, in the hot tub and stuff downstairs, that doesn't mean you need to gut all the drywall and everything. Maybe you do need to cut some holes in it, find some spots that are, bad, fix those, but you don't have to go through and then take out every single thing. And I mean, the ceiling is not the most beautiful thing in the world, but it's not horrible either. And What is that? A light or a camera? Who knows? There's the beautiful fish tank. We can fill that in. There's, we don't want an open wall to someone's bedroom. There's a lot of work we can still do, but you can still save money and time without having to go crazy redoing the whole thing. It's the same concept I've talked about before with tearing down houses versus keeping them. Even if a house is really, really bad, if you can save it, it's going to save you tens and thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars over tearing it down and building new, just because it does cost money to tear a house down. It's not free. We've done that before. And the permits, the time it takes, all of that to build from scratch is crazy. So as long as you make sure it's safe, power, electrical, that stuff is done right, then you don't have to go too crazy tearing the house down. And we'll show you what everything looks like once we're done here. It'll, I'm sure, look at least slightly better than it does now. But here you can see the big difference. There's Lance. The yard is so much better. And they did such a good job. They worked fast on this. It was almost, this is Monday, and this looked like this Wednesday? They've done a little bit since then, but like I said, they've just been waiting for these dumpsters to get moved out, and that's one of our biggest holdups. It does have a sprinkler system. You can see it's in real great shape. We're still waiting for the gas company. So we're doing our pressure test on that system to get our new meter. Not that the furnace works, but if it did, then we could have some heat. Then we have, you can see the sprinkler system did its job. I don't know if anybody's been brave enough to look in the freezers yet. I know that's kind of one of my rules, is don't do it, even though sometimes I do break that rule once in a while. One time I did that at a flip, and they had deer meat in there, and it had not been frozen for a very, very long time, and that was a mistake that stuck with me for a long time. So I don't know if they kept anything good. I know I tell my contractors, demo guys, hey, if you find anything you want to keep, sell, go right ahead, go for it. I briefly looked through things for like a second and like, nope, I'm good. So this stuff could be hazardous material. So not all of it, but yeah, a lot of it is, as I'm looking at it. There is a place, we're in Greeley, Colorado, Old Evans, and Greeley are kind of connected, that takes hazardous materials. We can take a lot of that there and get rid of it the right way, not just dump it in the dumpster. And then this area right here, we need to, it looks better. It was pooling water last time, another fish tank, the hot tub. So it looks better still. Oh, sweet baseball glove. Some work to be done. But once we get this cleaned up, we're actually in a weird position right now where we don't have 8,000 projects going on at once. And we've got a crew ready to go on this house and start working on it pretty much as soon as the trash out's done. So I'm never in that position. It's kind of weird. Nice shed. As far as the stuff they found, I asked them, you find anything good? They're like, nope. But lots and lots of broken TVs, crazy amounts of broken TVs, computer parts, all kinds of weird stuff out here. Rocks, boxes full of dirt were literally back here. Just weird stuff, lots of furniture. I'm sure a lot of you saw that. So just a strange array of different things in this yard. We'll check out the garage too. I haven't seen in there. Still some stuff in here. I learn more and more about this property as we go through it. We still have the beautiful tanning bed, or not tanning bed. There was a tanning bed in the back. They found an old tanning bed printer thing, and you're like, oh, that's got to be worth money. And they are. They're very, very expensive when you first buy them, but after a couple of years, they pretty much make them obsolete, so they're worth nothing. And you see that a lot with this type of equipment, so it's not really worth much. There's that crazy weird box we talked about before. And I'm sure they were stashing stuff in there. If we look in the living room, you can kind of barely see where there might have been a wall patch, but they actually did a good job. And they had to have some kind of stash there. So many pipes. And then this, their central vacuum system that you can tell is hooked up and working very well. Another great addition to the property. But yeah, so many different wires and stuff. That's gonna be like making sure all that was done right and not crazy, which I'm sure it was done right, is gonna be interesting. You can see a lot of these big lights got that. So if we just take that out, that could solve a lot of the issues. And I'm sure there's weird stuff going down to that room where they're growing stuff. Well, I think they're growing stuff under the house right here. I'm sure they're just growing flowers back here. Oh, that's all coming off now. Back in here. So yeah. All right, well, that's the update on the property. We're making progress. Hopefully we'll have the demo done this week if we can get the new dumpsters. And then actually get going on the remodel here pretty soon. So yes, it will take a lot of work. Yes, it's a very ugly house. Yes, their work they did made it much worse than if they would have just left it alone. But I think we can still fix all of it. And it's gonna take more work than I thought. A lot more to fix than I thought. But I think we'll probably still go ahead and go forward with it and see what we come up with. So like I said, love the likes, love the shares, love the follows, keep those coming. We'll have a lot more updates on this property, and hopefully it'll look a little better every time we show it. And in the end, it'll be a nice house for someone. All right, take care. Be back soon.